has announced that all classes will take place online through mid-April. Hello, I'm Chace Beech.
And I'm Brogan Kroener. It's been an unusual day. Most students have left for spring break, and many are anxious about what happens next.
There are still no reported cases of coronavirus at USC. While the university is taking precautions, 6 students are now under quarantine.
I'm Vanessa Gay reporting live from the DoubleTree Hilton Hotel, where 5 students, along with myself, are being held here in quarantine after our participation in the NICAR conference in New Orleans, where a person at the conference did test positive for the coronavirus. Now, none of us are showing symptoms, but the school are taking steps to make sure that we are okay and not sick. So we're staying here for 14 days until March 24th. And we will be sent some thermometers to keep track of our temperatures to make sure that it doesn't change and it isn't abnormal. I feel fine. A lot of my colleagues feel fine, but the school is just being sure that we don't have the virus and haven't contracted it or at all. We are told to make sure we order our food to our rooms and to have very limited contact with anyone, especially the hotel employees, to make sure that we don't contract them with anything also. So that's all we know for now, but we will be here for the 14 days just to be sure that we are not sick with the virus. For Annenberg Media, I'm Vanessa Gay.
According to the World Health Organization, there are now more than 125,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus around the world. 4,613 people have died. In the U.S., the CDC reports 1,215 confirmed cases. 36 people have died across 42 states and Washington, D.C.
Last night, President Donald Trump announced the suspension of entry of most foreign nationals from continental Europe, not including UK and Ireland, for the next 30 days. U.S. citizens will be able to return. USC students studying in Europe outside of the UK and Ireland have been asked to return home.
Los Angeles County has recorded at least 32 cases and 1 death related to coronavirus. Among these are 2 caused by community transmission. The director of the county health department is advising people to avoid gatherings with more than 50 people.
USC is now extending our period of online instruction through April 14th. Administrative and healthcare facilities are proceeding with regular operations. All university-sponsored events are canceled through April 10th. Student housing and dining halls are open for students who stay. This is all subject to change at any moment. The university says it will continue to provide updates in the next 24 hours and beyond.
Several colleges in the Southern California area have also transitioned to temporary online instruction. They include El Camino College, Cal Poly Pomona, Cal State Dominguez Hills, Santa Monica College, and all North Orange County community colleges.
As the virus continues to spread, large gatherings are being discouraged. Several closures have been announced. Disneyland and Universal Studios are shutting down this Saturday through the end of the month. The LA Zoo is also closing, and LA City Hall will be closed to non-municipal employees.
Hi, Annenberg Media Sports Director Sam Arslanian here. Here are the updates of what's happening in the sports world due to the coronavirus outbreak. Starting with the Pac-12. The Pac-12 suspended all play, including the Pac-12 basketball tournament, which was set for the quarterfinals today. USC was supposed to play today in the Pac-12 tournament. That has since been suspended. It will not happen. At 1:30 today, the NCAA announced that it is not only suspending March Madness, canceling March Madness, they are also suspending all play and canceling all tournaments for the winter and spring seasons of all the sports. Moving up to the professional level, the NBA has suspended its season as of yesterday. The MLB, as of today, has suspended spring training and pushed the start of the regular season back 2 weeks, and the NHL has also suspended play. No word from the NFL on what they're going to do about summer camp yet. That's still a little bit down the road. As for the Olympics, which are set to take place in Tokyo this summer, the torch lighting ceremony will still happen this week without fans in attendance. There are no words about what's happening for the actual Olympics yet, but they are addressing that day to day and monitoring the virus as it comes. As always, follow live on our Twitter and Instagram at Ann Media Sports. We'll have live updates as well as articles, live streams, and stories on our website at uscannenbergmedia.com/sports. So stay tuned for updates.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is requesting that all public gatherings of more than 250 people be postponed or canceled.
Beginning update, 198 individuals in the state of California have been tested positive. That's an addition of 21 individuals from yesterday, 10% roughly increase from yesterday. I continue to reinforce that the tests are not complete. This is imperative that the federal government and labs across the United States, not just state of California, get the benefit of all the ingredients that are components of the test.
The new European travel ban is impacting more than just travel plans. Here's how the decision hit the stock market today. As coronavirus continues to spread, the stock market continues to fall. Here's a quick look at how the virus is impacting the Dow, and this by the numbers. Stocks plummeted today after President Trump announced a travel ban on most of Europe last night. The Dow fell nearly 1,700 points this morning after the opening bell. An S&P 500 index slid 7%. This prompted a circuit breaker, which is a 15-minute break to stop the fall and allow traders to adjust. By mid-afternoon, the Dow had fallen 2,000 points, and by the end of the day, it was down 10%. In hopes of stabilizing the financial system, the Federal Reserve announced it will pump $1.5 trillion into Wall Street to prevent, quote, highly unusual disruptions. Despite the economic impact of the travel ban, Trump stood by his decision today.
I made a very tough decision last night and a very tough decision a long time ago with respect to China. I don't want people dying, and that's why I made these decisions. And whether it affects the stock market or not, very important, but it's not important compared to life and death.
Just yesterday, the Dow became a bear market, which means there's been a 20% fall from an all-time high, and today it continued to fall deeper into that status. According to a CNN correspondent, economists are also pointing to the fact that the Great Depression in the 1930s started with trade and travel restrictions as well.
Among the concerns is how this pandemic is going to be affecting student workers. Director of Annenberg Media Center, Christina Bellantoni, says efforts are being made so that students can work on site for as long as possible.
The university has put out a number of emails, and that's what we use as our guidance here at Annenberg. I can't speak for the rest of the university, but the way that I read the emails is that students are encouraged to not be here. But also the nature of work. We have dozens of student workers who are part of the Annenberg Media Center here, is that much of it can be done remotely. So what I have done is I've encouraged students to work from home, and I've told them I'm not going to turn them away. Our facilities are open. But I've also attempted to prepare students for the fact that if the facilities close, we will need to require them to work remotely. We have really made sure that students have the ability to work remotely, that we're communicating clearly with them as soon as we have information.
There's a lot of focus on how coronavirus is affecting the economy and how the government is handling the pandemic. But what about religious life? We spoke with some of USC's spiritual community members to find out how to connect without in-person contact. USC's Center for Religious Life released a video showing students different sacred, hands-free greetings.
Peace be with you.
And with your spirit.
The director of the center says coronavirus is affecting the spiritual and emotional life of USC students.
Being in community can help sort of mitigate some of that anxiety or uncertainty. Our students might not have those kinds of opportunities. In moments like this, we ask ourselves what matters to us, what really matters to us, what's really important to us, what do we really stand for?
Across campus, religious leaders are struggling with how to support students.
People are used to the physicality of the space. One of our student leaders recently described walking into our building as feeling like a warm hug, and you can't simulate that on a video call in the same way.
They've asked us questions like, well, can't you just digitalize your meeting? It's like, you don't really digitalize fellowship and encouragement, and you don't really, I mean, you can have some people that can see something, but seeing someone up close and seeing them on a screen is a little bit different.
Jewish tradition has a very strong history of private prayer, and we're certainly going to encourage that.
The lack of physical community is giving students an opportunity to practice their faith in new ways.
We're also just going to really have to learn how to love the people around us and serve our community without being able to have direct contact, whether that means just reaching out through Skype or finding some practical way to meet needs on campus is going to be harder, but really just trying to to meet needs in our community.
That'd be kind of funny, like church Zoom, I guess. Like, does that work? I don't know, That'd be kind of funny. I think we'd all just kind of chuckle and be like, wow, this is new, like virtual church. I'm not sure. Kind of funny, actually. But, like we'll make it work.
Dean Soni sees the campus shutdown as an opportunity for everyone to take stock of what matters most.
The silver lining, if there is one, is a moment of spiritual reflection, of contemplation, and of where we think about who we are, what our values are, what our purpose is, and we think very proactively about how we're making meaning in our life. And that's what religion and spirituality is about.
And he thinks there will be much more namaste in our future.
I think the Hindu greeting of namaste is going to come back into fashion because it's very hygienic.
For Annenberg Media, I'm Chace Beech.
Chace, it seems like here the key is just to really put this into perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think as Dean Soni said, if there is a positive of this, it's that we can take time to reflect on what's most important to all of us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching See It Live. From all of us here at the Annenberg's Media Center, I'm Chace Beech.
And I'm Brogan Kroener. You can follow USC Annenberg Media on socials for all the updates on coronavirus. Stay healthy and safe.